Hey everybody, on this episode of the GH Report, we are back in the saddle again. We're going to be talking about two Jasons, some Franco shenanigans, and, Lacretia is going to wax poetically for about 30, 45 minutes about Dr. Hot Priest. Or, I guess, not so priest anymore. Let's do it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the GH Report. It is Sunday night. We've been gone for a little while, but we're back right now. I hope you've missed us as much as we've missed you. Of course, this is the show where we break down all the latest happenings in Port Charles. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
And I'm Lacretia Lyon, guys. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
And of course, folks, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and Lacretia's got her computer up and running, which means the chat is up and running as well. So hop on in there, share your thoughts about anything going on in Port Charles, or just, whatever's on your mind about just anything. Just general day-to-day life issues. Lacretia and I are just here, not only to talk about soaps, but to settle affairs of the heart, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what you had for breakfast this morning, how are your kids doing?
That's true.
We care about those things, guys.
There you go. Yeah. It's in my household, it's the basically the moment that we've all been waiting for. It is ESS. I've had to have that presented to me many, many, many times this afternoon. It was great. So thank you, Josie. ESS. Great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were gone last week. Unforeseen circumstances, but there's a lot of stuff heating up with the Jason storyline, and that's probably my favorite storyline, the one that's got me most excited to dump into. We're just gonna dump right into the storyline, jump right into it. How are you liking the Jason storyline?
It's actually really good. I know that on Twitter I was even like, they did such a good job. I mean, it's so awesome to have Steve Burton back, but I was a little like, okay, how are they going to do this? Is it going to be good? Better be good. And then you're like, yes!
It is so interesting, though, that nobody will refer to him by his damn name, though.
God.
Not even this Russian doctor, where it's like, patient 6. And he seems to know all this, which is confusing to me, because when he first got the number from Ava and he calls it up, he's asking Jason, who's his Sonny? Who's Sonny? And now he seems to know all the deal about him, but he still will only refer to him as patient 6. Nobody's going to say his name? All right.
I guess this is, them just still trying to be like, is he really Jason? Well, yes, we all know he's Jason, because you wouldn't have Steve Burton back if he wasn't Jason. But yeah, like the stuff with Ava, and especially at Morgan's grave, so good.
Yes. No, that it's just, we've talked about how we like seeing a relationship develop between Steve Burton's Jason and Maura West, or Ava. And it's cool. We're getting bits and pieces of that, which is really cool.
Yeah, because I like how she's being, honest and open with him, and, sort of asking him things, well, and divulging a little bit more honesty. This is a good way we see Ava, kind of making a new friend. It's good. Yeah.
I do like how first thing I like about the storyline is that we didn't, thankfully, waste a lot of time getting him from Russia to New York. And then from there to Port Charles.
Yeah, he is already here, which is great, because we were thinking November. Yeah.
Yes. Not to say that it hasn't been filled with, a couple moments of like soap opera coincidence and stuff. Just like there was always like bad timing. So when he's in New York and he goes to a bar and he gets help from one of the bartenders and then leaves just in time for the Billy Miller, Jason and Sam to walk into that same bar to cheer their new signing at Derek Wills Media. So I was like, okay, so close. So close and yet so far. So,
of course, they have to do the soap trope, the lurking around. I mean, literally every character that ever came back on All My Children would lurk around for a good month before anybody important saw them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's
every time.
We've seen them lurking around, spying on the balcony with the Sam and Jason, and then then spying on his own son right there in the park, just lurking right there for a while.
Yeah, like, it was funny that he went to Sonny's house first. I had to burst out laughing. It's like, your true love. But yeah, when he realized Jake was alive, like, that was just, like, so heartbreaking. Because he's like, Jake. And then,
Wait, somebody said my name. Somebody said my name.
Yeah.
But, all right, to jump to that moment, like, so then we see him go get hot chocolate, and then he comes back from the park from playing, or he comes back from the hot chocolate, and he says, "Oh, I saw this guy that said my name standing right over there, but he's gone now." But I wasn't frightened. I just felt really comforted. I was like, okay, sure. You could just tell by just walking by some dude. I felt really comfortable around this guy.
Yeah,
it was a good call. It's been great. I mean, I guess we're going to definitely see this version, or our tried and true Jason Morgan. He is still dialed in with Sonny.
Yeah.
So whenever he comes back, we're just going to basically go back to the same Jason Morgan we've known and loved. So for better or for worse.
Yeah, and as I say, I mean, that is the easy route. I would still like him to have a relationship with the Quartermaines, and I think that will be there, because I think that this may push Billy Miller's Jake or Drew or whatever we want to call him by then, maybe in more with the Quartermaines because of the Derek Wells media thing, and Jason Morgan might be jealous, and that's where I could see that dynamic kind of coming in, is, you know, Drew or whatever we want to call him kind of wanting to get to know that side of his family, since that's similar to the path he's going, and then Jason being a little bit jealous.
That's true. It's you know, and certainly I know like different actors are going to bring different parts to a role if they're taking over, especially a well-established character and a very fan-beloved character like a Jason Morgan. That you know, and we've talked about this before, but it's just like there's just something about seeing Steve Burton back that it's just like, yes, all right.
It's like all is right with the world again.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, I am jazzed by it. It's great to see it. You know, and I know there's some tweets going around like, hey, they can't wait to see the two Jasons reunite, or I can't wait to see Sam's reaction. And I know I tweeted out, it's like, I'm not looking forward to the Sam crying scenes. And I know one fan said that, you know, like, you wouldn't be emotional in a situation like this. And it's like, yes, absolutely. But, yeah, man, there's just the way they write Sam when she gets in those kind of moments. It is so over the top and so, like, drawn out that so little of it goes a long way with me.
Yeah, because I feel like they tend to torture Sam because Kelly Monaco is such a good actress and so great at those scenes. But we get it. She is great at those scenes. Let's give her something else to do instead of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you look about like this year, it has just been like, just kind of emotional. I mean, and I know soaps are supposed to be all about the drama, but boy, you know, we could also have some lighter, fun moments too. I mean, it's all about escapism. It isn't, and that doesn't necessarily have to be like dark. It could also be fun and exciting. Yeah. We're not getting that yet.
There's a few bright spots, as we say. That speaking of the Quartermaines, I mean, we had that little bit with Ned and Olivia and the direction that they're going with them. That's a bright spot of the week.
No,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And this storyline, well, I did like that with Ava. So he gets to her apartment and then says, "Oh, hey, I need you to deliver a note to Sonny for me." And so writes this note, and then Ava takes it over, and I like Ava's like already up top. I did like she was there with Jason, like, you know, he's probably not going to want to take this from me because he's not going to believe what it says because it's coming from me, but she does it anyway, and yet she can't help but just start needling Sonny the moment she walks in that door. Yeah, you just say, you know, if you ask me to leave, you're going to miss something really important. She's always just like coy and needling. Oh, she can't stop it.
It's fun. She's enjoying herself. And I do like that. She's like, I'm still Ava. I'm still going to screw with Sonny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, Sonny, it's understandable. I mean, given Sonny and Ava's history and everything that's been going on with Ed Morgan's involvement and what she did with him, that he is very much trying to stonewall her from seeing Avery. But, man, it's I guess he's not seeing the full picture that we're seeing it all either. So you understand, like, she's trying to change. If you give her just a little bit, maybe that might help. Yeah. And he won't do it. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. But anyway, so he writes that note, and, of course, he calls Jason. And what I liked, I was so sure on this scene, or like with like, all right, I guess maybe it was like implanted memories from Helena that she implanted Drew with Jason's memories. So there would be some gaps in there, but when they have that scene where he talks with the Billy Miller Jason about the note that has specific details, only the two of them would know, and he knows all of it, I'm really interested in like how he got all those memories too.
Yeah, because that is the thing that I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Helena wouldn't have access to any of that. So I mean, unless you had like some weird device that transferred like all of Jason's memories into, Billy Miller, Jason's head, I don't know how he would know like those random little bits of knowledge that, only Jason Morgan and one other person would know.
Well, I mean, there are certain types. This is like a Chuck science, so I don't know how real it is. But
Well, we're all stuck in Helen Cassidy. She can do anything too.
They were able to get all these government secrets in Chuck's head by a series of images, like sort of almost your brain downloading them. So, I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know how they would get them out of Jason Morgan's head into there, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely
that is weird.
Yeah, it is not as easy as an answer as I thought it was going to be. So it's like, oh yeah, we can explain. Then we can start chipping away at the Billy Miller Jason and finding out. All right, it's easy to start seeing the cracks about what he does and does not know. But it is not going to be that easy. And of course, we have another tease where they're at the bridge. Sonny goes to see Jason, and it's always both with Sam and with Sonny. The moment he's about to raise up, of course, Billy Miller's going to walk in, and I'm like, and all he does is just crouches down lower. So I'm digging the storyline. I am very jazzed about it, and I'm curious to see who. Well, it looks like Sam's going to be put in danger now, which again, oh god, my least favorite thing. Both because I never enjoy watching those scenes because it's just so drawn out. But then I can't be great for. Kelly Monaco would have to play. It's like always Sam's like always kidnapped.
Always in danger, always kidnapped, something, yeah.
So I was hoping, it might be Jake. That might be. That would be kind of cool. But I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to deal with this. So who is going to be the first person in Port Charles that already knows him to see him?
I feel like it's going to be like Franco or somebody he doesn't like. That's why I feel like they're gonna have to go that route. It can't be Carly, it can't be Sam, not even Elizabeth. I don't see that happening.
And that's Sonny?
Even though Sonny loves him the most. Yeah, I mean, that's whose house he went to first. It's like, oh, Jason, we know who you pick.
Well, and it was interesting that, the great thing about having Steve Burton back is that you can have all those great flashbacks. You have access to all of that. So to see the one scene out in front of Luke's old bar, his blues club, to see them the first time that they met, and just how young Maurice looks with a fuller head of hair, and just how scrawny.
Scrawny, Steve.
Yes.
Scrawny.
Wearing oversized clothing and stuff. But it's been cool to be able to get that stuff back. So we'll see. But all right. So as we're talking about Derek Wells Media, let's jump over to the really crazy part of the story, which is that the Billy Miller Jason and Sam have now bought Derek Wells Media. They bought a media company. Never had anything to do with media before. Yeah,
I like this direction with them, even though it's kind of goofy how they did it. But I'm like, okay, well, this gives this Jason a purpose, and this is him trying to get out of the mob. What makes sense? That's his father-in-law's company, who's now in jail. So as I say, it's like it made sense for them to do it, and for him to get something to work at. I wish it was ELQ, but this sort of makes sense. Yeah.
It's I wonder, all right, so you were trying to make a fresh start.
Yeah.
Would your first instinct be go towards something that you really don't have a lot of familiarity with at all? To go and say, I'm gonna spend millions of dollars to buy this and run this company, and I have no experience whatsoever in this. And I don't even know if I like it. I just know that it's a change from something I shouldn't be doing right now.
Well, if we had Jason money, maybe. And two, the only things he's good at is killing people. This is what his experience is in racketeering and murdering people. So he couldn't really get something he had that. Yeah. Yeah. When you're a hitman, what do you go into?
True. I mean, but what about the days where he had the garage and he was a mechanic and he worked on bikes?
That's true.
Why isn't he, investing back in that again? But he's not. He decided to buy a B&D company. Oh, one last thing to jump back to with Steve Burton, Jason, is that whole thing with Huxley on the ship. That just went nowhere. It went nowhere.
Yeah.
He got a watch and then cut to he's in a bar in New York. I'm like, what? That was it? So I don't know like what the whole point of that was, because it didn't even go anywhere. Because even when Sam and Billy Miller, Jason, see that watch and they see the inscription that says Huxley, they get talked out of it and like, oh yeah, I guess probably somebody else has that same name too, and then they just leave. So I'm like, well, this went nowhere for this whole kind of like I don't know if you were trying to tease a potential kind of future storyline, but it just felt like, all right, we just had this guy in for a couple days and gave him a watch and sent him on his way. So. Farewell, Huxley.
Yeah.
We'll see you maybe
in another year. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Another
It was
year.
around same time.
So yeah, they buy this company, and it's all like, of course, Billy Miller, Jason says to Sam, "I'm not going to do it without you. You've got to co-sign with me. We're going to be running this together, so that way we can." And what drove me crazy about this is like they said, it's predictable hours. I'm like, you are running a multi-million-dollar media empire. There's nothing predictable about this at all. It is not going to be 9 to 5.
No.
It is not going to be 9 to 5. So what are you talking about? Weekends off, 9 to 5. We're great. Home by 6 every night and relaxing. No, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, and maybe this is a new storyline for them. Oh, he's faced all sorts of mob foes, but he's never faced Working Dead. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, well, are you, because we come into this storyline so late into his idea, which I definitely feel like it was so out of left field with the when Jason kind of says, I have this idea, to all of a sudden he's already done it. That we get teased with the storyline that Valentine is going to make a run for it as well.
Yeah.
And then that just gets swept out from under the, like...
Yeah, I would have thought that there would have been a more, at least a couple days of Valentine and that Jason fighting it out, and I liked that he had chemistry. Billy Miller and Michelle Stafford had chemistry, so I at least liked that they had that scene with them.
Yeah,
but it was like that's it. I would have thought that would have been drug out more.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see them kind of like, playing a little chess against each other to get this company who was going to outmaneuver who to finally lock it in. But by that time, Valentine is like, I'm ready to do this. Oh, hey, I've already lost? Oh,
well.
okay. And then even when he says, I'm going to find out a way to kind of, nullify this deal, then that went nowhere, too.
Nowhere.
I'm like, damn, all right. This would have been at least something to see Jason Valentine not operate with, using their more darker background, their mercenary backgrounds and whatnot, but operate like it's like the corporate boardroom is going to be their new battlefield.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. But we'll see, because Miss Kiki asked, what will Julian's purpose be when he comes back? Because we all know Julian's coming back. And then it's like, okay, so are we gonna actually start doing some corporate storylines or what?
I mean, that does. I mean, I agree with her. I was like, when Julian does come back, one, how's he gonna get out of jail? There's got to be some way to set it up so he can get back out. There's gonna be something from his mob past that he's gonna get sprung out on because he knows some critical information that he can use to get like an early release out of if he cooperates and gives him this intel. I'd imagine. Because he needs to be out to make this happen. I gotta think, but like when he does, whenever that whole storyline gets resolved, what is his place now in Port Charles?
Yeah,
I mean, the majority of his family wants nothing to do with him, and Alexis is always waffling back and forth, and he has no media empire, so he doesn't have anything to really do in a business sense. So what does a character like Julian do when he's in Port Charles? I mean, and they renewed him. Or at least, because he has contract, right? So didn't they renew his contract?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, that's why he's coming back with a new contract, so it should be for a while. I mean, I would think.
I will be really curious to see where this takes him. And, I mean, I guess, because I don't see anybody else that he could get connected with other than, I mean, I feel like we're just going to have him and Alexis doing this dance for a while.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's anybody else on campus that he could be with.
Yeah, I mean... I certainly don't see Anna going there, but yeah.
Monica?
Yeah.
Come on. I
Yeah.
mean, Monica's always dating these guys who we never see anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's let
Why
her.
not?
Let's let her date Julian. Why not? There you go. That'd be great. Jason, you took my company. I will take your mother.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. So we do get a scene though, at least when. I do like that Nina always jumps to the worst conclusion. He's going to come and he's going to fire me. That's it. So we're going to go and we're all start our own business.
Yeah.
and never at least willing to. I did like at least Billy Miller's Jason saying, "I was going to say all that if you would have just let me talk."
Uncut. Yeah.
So we're going to see her. She's got total autonomy to keep doing what she's doing in Crimson, and he's even eyeing her to be like his right hand man, right hand woman.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I like that. That's interesting.
I'll be up for having Nina get other different relationships. It's always interesting to see her, get away from. Well, it was just nice to see her get away from like the whole like is Nina crazy storyline to kind of branch out and run Crimson successfully. And I'm glad it was successful. It didn't like crash and burn. I'm glad that it was successful. And now I'd be curious to see, now that she's got some confidence, to see what she'll do after that.
Yeah.
But I guess the big thing is she going to bring back Maxie?
Yeah, I think it's odd that hasn't been resolved yet. But I don't know.
Because I can't quite gauge from Billy Miller's offer to her. Is that like it become like his right hand woman? Does that mean that she would step aside from Crimson and become more focused on the whole media company, or would she be doing that in addition to really focusing on Crimson? Yeah,
because I think that may be the intention, and that sort of gives Maxie a bigger role and a need and stuff like that. And hopefully that's the way they're going. Because the entire chat, like that was their immediate thought is like, why hasn't she hired Maxie? Our Melvin fan, Kelly from PEI. It is just odd, but maybe that's what we're seeing soon.
But I also think that we've seen with Nina, at least the way they present her, is that it takes her a long time to let somebody back in. I mean, you saw the longest time that it was with Valentine. That was getting drawn out. I mean, I feel like this Maxie thing is a lot longer, only because Kirsten Storms was off the canvas for a long period of time. So, I mean, within like if only like her on-show appearances, it's not as long as the Valentine stuff, but still, just as a viewer-wise, you're like, oh man, just let's move on. Let's get her back in, because let's get her more involved in this because we don't want her more involved in the stupid Manlander story.
Oh God, how is this still going on?
Last week we weren't here. As I said in the tweet, the Manlander storyline is stupid. When we had people crashing at their apartment to open it up and get like just to be sitting there with the cameras already like streaming, to like, oh, can we just get some advice? Just get some, like who
does that? I mean,
and I did not disagree with Maxie. When Maxie says, we have to move. I was like, absolutely. Move to a place that has, like, a doorman or something. Or
something
to
keep these people out. I mean, God.
It's just, and I did like that they weren't, like, very nice or considered. They just, like, would just squeal and then just go all the way into, like, really weird fan talk. I'm like, way to be. Although I guess if you're showing up at some guy's door, you're already going to be off your rocker, right?
I was like, that's not something safe to do.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. I don't know him at all. I think he's cute. I find out where he lives. I'm just going to go and knock on his door.
Yeah.
All right, cool, you weirdos. So we get Nathan fed up with this and tells Amy, you know what, we gotta kill Manlanders. Yep. And just that scene where he tells her that, and she's just like her whole world just crumbles. Like, oh. I'm just like, oh.
It's like, seriously, honey, and he's like, you should do stuff on your own without me, He's still encouraging you, honey. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the rough part is that, because he says, like, we've got enough money there to be able to take care of Drew. Well, yeah, but, like, I feel, I can understand why Amy does this, but the fact that we never actually see Drew or anything like this, it's like, I get less and less, like, caring about that. I feel like it's just a name check. Oh, yeah, this is why she did it. But it's like, I don't really see you taking care of Drew. I don't see you doing it. We've never met Drew. So this all just seems like in the abstract to me, that you're that you're taking care of this.
And that's sort of the thing, is it's hard to feel when we don't see.
Yeah. I'm like, well, all right. So I'm all with Nathan about killing this thing. Just kill Manlanders. It's, I don't know. It's, I mean, I guess it's tough. I mean, it's been sold on, it's this really hot guy doling out really great advice to people. So if you reveal that it's not really this hot guy, it's Amy doling out this great advice, does the fact that the advice is great trump out that it's not this hot man writing it?
Well, image is everything in this stupid country. So I don't. Well, I mean, they can write it however they want it, but I mean, in reality, would it? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if you find out,
Yeah.
that somebody that you really respected or admired but didn't know, and it was revealed that that was just a front person, that it was another person doing it, would you all of a sudden devalue the originator of that content just because it wasn't who you thought it was?
Not necessarily, because I mean, the thing is like, okay, the only difference in reality of these two people is like Nathan is a guy and she's a girl. There's no like real difference in as far as their backstory, as far as the people know, because like, yes, if you're getting financial advice from someone who is not financially sound, then then you start to question it. But with this, I'm like, what is there to question? It was kind of like a hodgepodge of advice, and if this advice was working for you, what does the gender of the person saying it have to change that? And that's why I'm like, I really don't understand why that would matter, because the advice doesn't have to do with the gender.
And I feel like at this time right now, where women should not be afraid to be able to stand up for themselves, that Amy should really should step forward and say, no, this is I'm the one that's been doing this. This is me.
Yeah.
I would love to see her kind of take that, as opposed to being kind of like very, very reluctant and worried that if she were to reveal that if she's the one behind all of this, that all of a sudden everything's going to disappear on her. And I'd hope the writers will realize, like, she should step up and claim this.
And two, it doesn't really send a good message if her coming out and saying she was the one doing it all along hurts that. Doesn't send a good message to young women out there.
Don't. You need a hot person to be able to.
You need a hot guy always. That's a real good message. Yeah.
Otherwise, don't even bother trying anything.
Yeah.
If you don't have that great, Nathan package around it, because he rocks a sweet fedora.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, this. Just please, let's close the book on this man Landers. Give Amy, please give Amy a great resolution with this. Let her stand up, let her be accepted for this, and let her be able to run as man Landers without any worry. She can. That's great. But just then after that, just you know what? You don't even have to tell. You don't have to show me on camera. You can just have. You can have Nathan and Maxie have a conversation at Kelly's. Like, that was great. I can't believe Amy stepped forward and she's accepted, and now she's great and everybody loves her, and then we just move on to another storyline. Hey, remember when I didn't know who my dad was? Just right there all in Kelly's. You could do that in one conversation. Just segue us right into another storyline for them.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm really glad that man Landers stuff worked out. You know what that really reminds me? How I don't know who my dad is. Yep. And then we never heard man Landers again.
I would love it. That would be fantastic. And then Maxie says, I will think about that while I'm back at Crimson. Thank you, Nathan. I have to go to work now. So, yes, please, just let's exit this really dark time in Port Charles.
Well, Kelly from PI brings up a good point. Can we move on to Finn and Anna and Felicia thinking they're dating? It's like, yes, all right, we'll go on to that one.
Yes, all right, Kelly, you've asked it. Well, let's get into it. We've got them now pretending to date while they're in Morocco, and now to actually they have to really live the kind of tale that they've spun. Because we've got that, what is it, Cassandra?
Cassandra, yeah.
Cassandra, she is in town now, and so they got to pretend to keep dating. And, of course...
hilarity ensues.
You run into one of your close personal friends who's not in on it, and you have to still pretend. Yep, we're dating. Thanks, Felicia. Again, Felicia brought in for only the most critical of scenes. In General Hospital, like, oh man, come on, you can get more than this, please.
Oh, and now they're going on a double date.
Honestly, the only person whose reaction I care about is Andre's.
Yeah,
that's the only person I care about.
Exactly, because it's like he's gonna be all upset, and this is interesting because it's like, oh, they're not really dating, and it would be interesting that Anna is actually interested in Andre. I hope that is the thing, because I like her and Finn's thing, but I'd rather them stay friends. I don't really want to see them get together because the Anna and Andre stuff was built up for so long, and I just like to see it happen. Yeah.
It worries me that I feel like they're going to do the route with Anna and Finn, where it's like, oh, we're going to be pretending to be in a relationship to like, oh, wait a minute, maybe we're starting to both have feelings about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious that they're going that route.
Because if we haven't seen them have Andre find out about this yet, to at least kind of tease the possibility that, okay, we could be setting up into like a triangle that's not really a triangle. They have to at least pretend there is a triangle in place. We haven't seen Andre's reaction to it, so I feel like, man, we're not going to get what we want on this one.
Those bastards.
No, which is,
Yeah. Our Melvin fan is like, hashtag where's Andre? Yeah.
And I know it is not the job of the soap writers and producers to cater to every fan demand.
No.
But, so I understand that, but I don't understand when there was such obvious chemistry and such outpouring that it's like, we really like this couple, that them as a couple who's never really explored.
Yeah, because, too, it's not like there haven't been interracial couples on this show before. I mean, even Molly and TJ, while not seen, are an interracial couple. This is not something that General Hospital has shied away from in the past, so it is kind of curious as to why they wouldn't let the story on between Anna Devane, a veteran, with, really hot guy like Dr. Andre Maddox, who's, a really interesting character. We still don't even know a lot about him. I would like to know more.
I would absolutely love to know more about him. I mean, we've had a chance to get to know more about Jordan and Curtis's family and history. Let's hear more about Dr. Andre. I mean, I know he's got to have some skeletons in his closet. So let's start dragging those out and see how that would impact the relationship between him and Anna.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that. So we've got Cassandra. She is, kind of trying to lay a smoochies on Valentine. He wants to pick up right where they left off. Yeah, which I can understand. Valentine, Cassandra, please. I got Nina already. I'm just, and we see that, we have to jump over to Nell's scene with her and Valentine, which because I don't know, like Nell, I'm not, she's like whatever to me. But I always do enjoy when Valentine will just kind of put the fear of God into somebody.
Yeah, it is funny.
But that she didn't take it completely lying down. She snaps a picture of them smooching. So I'm just waiting to see when that picture is going to end up blowing up in Valentine's face.
Yeah, I kind of like that they just kept Nell as devious because at least it's entertaining and she has something to do to use that, because that's also away from the Carly Michael stuff. So it's good to see her interact with some other people, and we'll see how that comes to play because it may wind up with Michael having another dead girlfriend.
Yeah, it's just Valentine yeah, hey, if I see you're trying to screw with something I care about, I'm gonna step in, and it's not gonna go well for you. I'm like, all right, you are the man, Valentine. You are the man in this moment, absolutely. I don't know if I'm looking forward to the scene where Nell does show Nina that photo, and then do we have to have the angst with Nina oh my God, I've been cheated on again. Again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's seriously, again, and we know that Valentine isn't even interested in Cassandra, really. I mean,
Yeah, it's
just,
I don't
it's
really
why bother?
The scenes were fun to watch the first time around, and great. So I'm not looking forward to that. But what do you think now about Nell? So Michael hires Curtis. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to hire somebody to investigate somebody I love to help prove your innocence. Just to make sure. All right. And Curtis finds some stuff and presents it to Michael. And what do you think on Nell? Is she devious? Is she running a con, or is she very much being framed and she's completely innocent?
I think that Nell is more devious than she lets on, but I don't think she is a complete con. I think some of this will come out that it wasn't all her or whatever, because that sister seems odd. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, we see Nell being obviously more devious than she let on, but I don't think she really killed the guy.
But I also don't know, when Curtis reveals to Michael, oh yeah, she was, the head of their swim team and won medals. The fact that nobody came across that information in the original investigation does not speak well for any of that law enforcement.
No, it's part. You didn't find this newspaper where she was in the swim team? Yes.
And her dead fiance's family?
Yeah.
Could not, with all their wealth and resources, couldn't
find that? Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, hey, big ups for Curtis for, of course, showing why you want to hire him, of course. But I could not believe that anybody else did not find this information. All right. And so when he called, because I was like, all right, maybe Nell is just constantly just the victim of circumstance. It's all just, she happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time for all these things. But then Michael calls off, says, I'm going to call off Curtis. And he's on the phone call ending that. And then we cut around to Nell outside the office, and she gets that smile on her face.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, as I say, she's a little devious.
That was the first crack where I was like, all right, I got it. There's got to be something to it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she sold her ring, which I don't even know if that was like the cool move, like sell the ring and give
Yeah.
that money to Morgan's charity.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid to me.
It's like, why not just give that ring back to the family and then they're completely done with you?
Yeah.
Just like, because now they're going to be constantly after you, and eventually it's going to come out that that ring got sold.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I have no idea why she's doing this, but yeah, I don't know. Do you want? Are you excited about this pairing with Nell and Michael, given the idea that you can't quite tell where Nell truly is?
No, but honestly, I haven't been excited about a Michael pairing like ever. I mean, I liked Abby and Star; they were okay, but I mean, it's like Michael is a very interesting and connected character. Why can't we give him a decent love interest? Yeah.
Now, speaking of other Corinthos / Jack's children, you know, we do find out, we're trying to find out, you know, the paternity of what's his name's face, Oscar's family. Hey, Carly's dead set. Like, why don't you call your mom? And why don't we say, I know we're both busy, but I'm sure we can find a time that's mutually beneficial for both of us to meet.
I actually liked Carly this week as the nagging mom. It was actually a good change of pace for the character where you're like, okay, this is a Carly I actually like. She's trying to be a good mom, trying to get to know this kid's family. It's cute.
Yeah. You know, and I'm curious, like with Oliver, when he says, oh, my mom's always so busy, it's never going to happen anyway. Is he serious about that, or is he trying to throw shade?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, speaking of shade, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. He's back here again. He's rejoined the GH Report on a full-time, ongoing basis. He'll be back here every single Sunday because you, the fans, have demanded it. James Love Jr., everybody.
I made it in the last 9 minutes. This is crazy. Hi, you guys. Hi, you guys. I feel so weird over here. I should be up there somewhere, but I'm here. Follow me at James Love Jr. Just kidding. It's so funny to be in here. I was being interviewed, so I'll let you guys know there's a thing coming out with me.
Nice and vague. A thing that's coming out.
Coming out. This is soaps. So just tune in, and then you'll see. But hi, guys.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I know you came in here to the big announcement that you're rejoining the GH Report.
No, Frank is obviously having some issues.
And the chat is like, James, OMG, Big Daddy, I'm screaming.
I'm here. Yes, wearing my Hamilton-inspired shirt.
Yeah, Taylor Jones says, love the Hamilton shirt.
I know. I'm so obsessed with that whole show right now and all its merchandise. I've been buying just all kinds of stuff. I almost cussed just now.
Well, go ahead. You're a guest. You can do whatever you want.
I have all kinds of shit.
No, look at that.
Cheese and crackers. I just cussed on camera.
So, James Lott Jr.,
Yes.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you. And I did watch this week.
Oh, well, look at that. Look who did their homework.
What do you think of the Jason return?
But he just did like, this week. I haven't watched anything else.
Yeah,
this week, I did.
Well, you guys, some of you guys know that I did interview Steve Burton. I got to have him on my show. I got to talk to him. Super nice guy. And so I was like, let me watch this week to see what's going on, because now he's in Port Charles. Mm-hmm. And so, okay, for me, and you guys can all have your own opinions, of course. I know how you guys are. I like the pacing of it so far. I don't think it's too long or too short. I think the pacing's fine.
Yeah, the Jason story is good.
Yeah, the pacing's fine. No, I think the pacing is fine. He's already in Port Charles. He's getting there. So I mean, it's gonna. Him and Sonny will see each other at some point. It's all gonna happen. But people want Ava and Jason together.
Yeah, they have
Java
chemistry.
fans.
I don't know if I don't think I'm not really shipping them at all.
Right.
No, she's got Dr. Hot Priest. Nothing.
I thought Lacretia the whole time when they slept together. I was like, okay, Lacretia, your two favorite people got together.
Yep. Finally.
Finally, it's like cheese and crackers. They are together, and they're not trying to play this whole thing of like they're just casual. They both like each other. Obviously.
Oh yeah. He left the priesthood for her.
He talked to what's his name
Gopher.
from Gopher
Yeah.
from Love Boats. I was like, that's Gopher. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Like, Alan Grundy. I'm like, go on, Alan Grundy. And he left the priesthood. I thought, okay.
Look at that. I for anybody in that situation, it's always tough to be that person like, oh, they left the priesthood for me. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know completely.
That's like the hottest thing in the world. So some of us would be like, oh no.
But I thought at least the whole time. I was like,
Keeping the Faith is like my favorite romantic comedy for a reason. I had posters of Ed Norton all over my wall.
Norton.
So.
But Lacretia, a moment like that, say you're involved with the priest. He decides he's just going to leave the priesthood to be with you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? It's like, I need to be with this person forever because he
Pressure.
left the priesthood. That's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure to put in a relationship.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's cool.
That's fine. As long as he's hot.
I like a challenge. Yeah, as long as he looks like Griffin's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Fine. There you go. James, would you feel the
Yeah.
same way if somebody left the priesthood for you?
No, I would feel a little pressure.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't know if I'm that good. I don't know if I mean, I know I'm good, but I don't know if I'm that good. I mean, I don't know. Like, I've been after a while. I'll be a little nervous.
So, what is your favorite storyline going on right now?
I want to tell you what I don't like right now. And as I don't know if you guys have heard, that they just dropped the whole Christina Parker because they both leaving the show. Or have left the show, I guess they're gone.
That,
Lexi Ainsworth
that
and
that was like just a fly-by-night, like, hey, we're going to leave in the cover of night and just be gone.
they think because they dropped the storyline, I don't like that at all. I think it's kind of tired. I'm liking that Ned is getting a little like, wait a minute, my little 20-something-year cousin ain't all that. And he wants to, I say, yeah, give us some corporate intrigue. Let's get him in there.
I like that.
I want to ask you guys a question. Do you like that, well, I call him Drew, faux Jason.
Yeah.
And Sam bought Derek Wells Media. Do you think it's a...
I like it. I think it's interesting because it'll give him something to do and maybe kind of get him more involved with the Quartermaines once he really knows who he is, because now that's the path he's chosen to be in corporate. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you have to have him some fallback position to have when everything's revealed about his past.
Oh, okay.
But it does seem weird that we've never seen like one like iota of like inclination towards media at all with this version of Jason.
Yeah, and I mean, Sam is a daughter of. I mean, I'll take that, I guess, but
Which means that you can easily run a multi-million-dollar company. Easily.
I could, sure.
Yeah,
Why not?
there you
We
go.
all could.
That's right.
But yeah, I feel I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't dislike it, but I don't know if I love it yet. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see what the interaction will be. Like, you already have Nina, and that whole thing happened. He wants to keep Nina, of course. But I'm just wondering how that's going to really work out.
Yeah, man, because like really other than Crimson and I guess for a little bit like the paper, we've never really seen like what else is in a part of this multimedia company. So it's like, all right, I don't know what else. Are we going to see like Jason on the set of like viral videos and stuff? Doing his like BuzzFeed type of things.
We'll see our buddy Mike again. It's his blog as part of it.
That's right. Now, I did like, even though it's been like 10,000 years, Sam and Maxie.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they are friends. Oh, hello. I like the fact that Max kind of brought that up a little bit, like, hello, like, you didn't tell me this. Like, I kind of like their friends. Like, they finally showed their friendship again.
Yeah, because I always liked them because I thought they were an odd pairing, but it worked. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. So I like that. Now, another storyline, I just wish they would just kill it. I want to call Time of Death. I want to kill it so bad. It's Man Landers.
We were talking about that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's the worst.
We were saying that I would just like a scene in Kelly's where Nathan and Maxie are just talking, and they just basically wrap up the whole storyline in that conversation.
I'm in.
Yep, there you go.
I'm in.
Amy stood up and said, "I'm really Man Landers." Everybody loved her, and she's now writing that one farewell.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it so much.
I will say a storyline that's kind of bummed me out, where it's just doing like that unnecessary soap dragging out, which is kind of frustrating me, is the Laura and Kevin storyline, where it's like, I understand, like, in that moment maybe not been the best proposed, but then they make Laura like, okay, this is it. Like, so every time they're together, she's expecting it. Yeah. And they couldn't have made it more cheesy, where they had him stand up and then bend down to tie his shoe. Who stands up like that to go tie their shoe?
I know.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right. That was a little forced.
But some students, they do cheese. They do a little cheese, as they do, and I try to accept that kind of. But I agree with you. I'm just like, come on, let's get them engaged. And let's have a wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just talking a little bit about Oliver and his paternity. Do we feel like
Drew is his father.
You think so? I guess so. Huh. Why not?
Drew is his father and Brenda's his mother.
Oh, please no. No, not Brenda.
That's my prediction.
I do like the idea of Drew being his father, though.
Yeah, that is interesting. Because then Scout would be, his little sister.
Now, here's what's interesting. Another little shameless plug, because I'm shameless. I interviewed Drew Garrett. He's going to be on my GHB Spotlight this Friday, who played Michael before this Michael. And fans have been actually wanting him to come on as an aged Jake.
Hey, that would be
and work opposite Steve Burton again.
Huh.
And he said that was a great idea. He thinks this is a great. He's just so shocked that fans remembered him. And I don't. Not everybody liked. Some people liked him. There was their Michael. Also like Dylan Cash. I'm working on. We're gonna get him on my show too.
He was Little Dean on Supernatural.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But he was a redhead. It was kind of weird. But Drew Garrett, who's super nice, also. They would say to have him as age Jake.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Maybe.
that.
I was like, that's interesting kind of story. But because everybody's waiting for Jake and Jason to meet. He doesn't know his son's alive.
Yeah. Well, he's heard him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
heard
he
him.
heard him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really know the whole story, and that's like really interesting.
And as we're getting ready to wrap up, I mean, I know she was excited about Franco this
We're
week.
not wrapping up. We're going to stay for the next 2 hours on here.
Yes! Are we liking what Franco's as he's tracking down the mystery of who Drew is? Is he the one that pushed him down the stairs? I like how, that's all being set up. Well, you were standing at the top of the stairs, so clearly you must have pushed him down. Like,
I know.
Yeah, I don't want it to actually be that Franco was the one who did it, because that would just be too easy, because he's always thought he was a monster, and it kind of makes him, question himself again when he has made a better life for himself.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, is it a failing of, I mean, certainly a child falling down the stairs is terrible.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it's also kids roughhousing. It's an accident. It does not mean that this is a potential serial killer. And I need to, all of a sudden, steal him off from the rest of the world.
I've dropped my children when they were babies. They're still alive. They're grown-ups.
Yeah,
they survived.
Kids
Yeah, I could
roughhousing,
drop.
sometimes you get hurt in the midst
they
of it.
slide out of your hands or whatever. And so I dropped my daughter once. Alive. She's alive.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, Beverly, what's your...
I know.
Oh.
But the show, I mean, to me, the show is, I say right now, it's half and half for me. Like, I kind of like half storylines and half I'm like, enough.
All right, I asked Lacretia this, so I'll ask you.
Yes.
Who do you think is the first person that's going to see the Steve Burton Jason that knows him previously?
It won't be Sonny. I tell you, it's going to be Sonny. It's going to be Michael.
Oh.
Oh, I would
that'll
like
be
that.
good.
That's a
Yeah.
good call.
Prediction, Michael.
That's a really good call. I like that. As long as it's not Sam.
It won't be Sam.
Please no.
It
Yeah.
won't be Carly. It won't be Sam. It won't be Mike. I think everybody's waiting for those. They won't be first. They won't
Yeah.
be first. I think it's going to be Michael.
I do like that a lot. That
So my two predictions: Oscar is the son of Drew and Brenda, and this first person he's going to see is going to be Michael.
All right, I'm going to go with at least Drew. Please not Brenda. Please not.
Yeah. Please no.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. It was so brief, but thank goodness James Lott Jr. will be back every week now.
Stop it.
Talking about all this.
I will watch your food posts on Instagram. That's about it. And comments.
Ooh, shady.
And that's it. Shady Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of the GH Report. This is exciting. I felt like I had a chance, just a mini chance, to interview James Lott Jr.
You did. I think you did.
There you go. But speaking of minis, James Lott Jr., as you mentioned, he does the GH Mini Spotlight. James Lott Jr., where can they find that?
You can find it on iTunes, Spreaker, and now iHeartRadio.
Look at that. And he also is doing one now based on The Bold and the Beautiful as well.
I am, and Y&R too. I'm doing 3 of them.
No, that's cool.
So they're kind of fun. They're like 10 to 20 minutes long. They're fun.
Interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I'm free for 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, you've been on my shows.
Yeah,
You have. You and Lacretia both have.
Okay. I guess that book's closed now. Right?
you can never come back. You've both been on before. That's it. So they never again. No.
And James Lott Jr., if everybody doesn't know by now where to find you, just remind them, where can they find you?
Where all James Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr.
Everybody, thanks for watching us here on the GH Report. We will be back here next Sunday night, but if you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, of course, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And Lacretia, where can they find you?
You guys can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, or don't. I'm not gonna. I'm not your boss.
I'm the boss of you.
That's right. You make your own choices, but be smart. Follow me. Why not? What do you got to lose? But you can do that at Happy Go Jackie. It feels weird to be closing a show right here with James Lott Jr.
I know.
Like,
Congratulations on the Comic-Con or whatever you guys are doing.
Yes.
Whatever's coming up. I'm so excited for you guys.
Oh, thank
look
you.
at
There we
that.
go.
With
Yeah.
a very, very, whatever he's going on, you're like,
Yeah.
Whatever's going on, I forgot what it is, but whatever it's doing, it's something good. Something good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us. We'll see you back here next Sunday night with another episode of the GH Report with James Lott Jr. right here on AfterBuzz TV.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Spitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments and questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.